That's the thing. That right there is the kind of stuff that hooks you. Kenny. That right there is the stuff that hooks you in for life. The type of moment that you bring up when you want to explain why you can't stop watching this stuff. Why you can never permanently be out of pro wrestling once it sinks its teeth in. That ability to blur the lines of fiction and reality in a way that only pro wrestling can. And that feeling that it gives you when you have millions of fans all over the world feeling the same thing that you do, but you can never quite describe it properly to a quote-unquote outsider. So enough glazing, let's just dive into the meat of it all. Now look, as much as there are multiple people on this show, the moment this kicks off, it's about one thing and one thing only. And that's who Cody's going to choose for his WrestleMania opponent. First up, we have Triple H coming out to the game theme song, which I'm glad to hear. Look, Triple H, please stop trying to make King of Kings happen. It's not happening. And he does what we all expected him to do. He glazes WrestleMania, while also trying to quell the concerns of the environment within WWE post Vince McMahon. And rightfully so. Some may see that as a bad thing. Some may see that as the company turning away or running away from these allegations. However, this company and this industry is much bigger than that one disgusting man. And showing him that we don't need him will hurt him more than anything. Now look, I'm glad the women got a spot on this, but they were pretty damn pointless. And no one was more pointless on this show than Bianca. Although Seth did give her a run for her money. Rhea versus Becky had a little face-off. We got a Vegemite reference on WWE TV. That's an Aussie dub. We'll take that. By the way, Vegemite is disgusting and most of us hate it. But that's a story for another day. Also, a little shout out to Rhea calling Io Sky Io Shirai. I don't know. I like that. That gets points from me. Now look, Liv fans are going to be crying after this one because this did not look good for the Rhea versus Liv agenda. And honestly, I might have just switched sides. I kind of want to see Becky versus Rhea now. I think that match is going to be huge. But let's get past all that, get to the real stuff. Seth comes out, immediately starts calling for Cody to make his decision and is interrupted by, of all people, Roman Reigns. Seth roasts Roman for finally showing up to work, something he really doesn't like to do. Damn, just like me, Oos. And Roman blasts back saying at least he didn't have to come out in his wife's shoes. You can tell these two just love being on stage together any chance they get and having a good dig at each other. Now Roman makes the bold claim that because Cody has not chosen, the choice is now up to him. To a resounding, that's not how that works. But for some reason, Roman genuinely thinks that is how it works. And he chooses The Rock, which is a hint of things to come. It's clear at this point that Roman is scared. He's scared of Cody Rhodes. He's scared of the title leaving the family. He's scared of the bloodline falling. Cue The Rock's music and cue a chorus of boos. Now look, it's not absolutely zero cheers and it never will be with The Rock, but the crowd has become unhinged and The Rock is clearly loving every second of it. And I think I heard Cody sucks chants. Honestly, I'm not surprised. We did it with John Cena. We're gonna do it with Cody Rhodes in about 2 to 3 years when he keeps winning. This is just how it goes around here. Now, what a lot of people may have not noticed was when The Rock asked if the crowd thought The Rock versus Roman Reigns would be the biggest match of WrestleMania 40. This was amazing, playing into the arguments that fans are using for you online and looking them dead in the eyes with a true passionate anger. Because as much as this is now a work, you can easily tell that this is something he truly believes. It's something a lot of us believe. Don't get me wrong. But when you look at his eyes when he delivered that line, it was so dead obvious that this man was turning heel. That's right. In 2024, we are getting heel almost full-time corporate kind of, but also bloodline Rock. And that's the best way this could have gone for all of us. And dude, one thing you just gotta accept is that The Rock was loving every single second he had on that stage. Every little reaction, every little thing he said, got a chorus of boos, got a chorus of chants. He was soaking it in, and it's amazing to see. This has been a masterful work. Just, chef's, The Rock is literally dead ass out here with a PowerPoint presentation talking about their family bloodline and how much it means to them and how they're so deeply connected. And it's like, bro, we do not care. Get this tree out of my face. But to save us from the high school presentation is Cody Rhodes, and the first thing he says is, "This is bullshit." Cody ain't here to mess around. He ain't here for games. One thing I gotta say is I loved how off the cuff they were with their language in this one. Like, dude, you're not on TV. You're not in your normal programming. You guys get to swear, and they used it, and they used it to full force. Yeah, they still blurted, of course, but it was dope to see them really put some passion in their words. And without a whole lot of messing around, Cody gets right to it and chooses explicitly, in his own words, straight up, no bullshit, no messing around with it, that he chooses Roman Reigns. And with all this talk of the bloodline being a family, Cody Rhodes looks to Roman and asks him, if the bloodline is such a family, how's Jay? And proceeds to blast him about how his ancestors might think of him today. But you know who didn't like that? The fight for the bloodline is still between two people who are in that bloodline and two people who want to uphold that bloodline. And The Rock officially turns heel, stepping to Cody Rhodes in front of Roman Reigns and slapping him right in the face. And it's official. Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania, and The Rock has, while admittedly probably pretty shakily, allied himself with Roman Reigns to protect the bloodline. They did it. They really did it. They proved true the statement they kicked off this show with. Triple H said, this is a new WWE. And to me, I hear that this is a WWE that rejects the ways of Vince McMahon, that rejects the ways of Pete Dunne, and embraces the fan. In a way you could say we haven't seen since the Attitude Era, or that we haven't seen at all. And look, do I think this was the original plan? Probably not. But it had to be one of the possibilities they thought through. And their willingness to pivot in a way that drastic just to appease the fans and give us what we want is honestly all we could ever want. All we have wanted from this company for the past 15 to 20 years. Look, the road to WrestleMania is more like the roller coaster to WrestleMania at this point, and we've been thrown for a big loop. And traveling to Elimination Chamber is starting to seem a lot more worth it, seeing as The Rock and Roman might actually be showing up for work. God, just imagine how perfect this road to WrestleMania would have been if CM Punk didn't get injured. Speculation and all that good stuff aside, this press event was a masterclass in muddying the waters between fact and fiction, reality and unreality, and a prime example of what can happen when enthusiastic performers meet an enthusiastic crowd, meet an enthusiastic company. Just damn good pro wrestling. Alright, those are my thoughts. I've been Sonny from the Swanton Soup. Let me know your thoughts on it. If this is the match you wanted, if it's not the match you wanted, if you still want that triple threat, which I think it's going to be, how do you think it's going to get there? I got a video coming out on that. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.